I decided to found Aging with Dignity because I saw there was a storm ahead where you had this age wave in the state of Florida where it already had a very large senior population. The question was, how are we going to care for those who age that may not have resources or family to help them maintain their God-given human dignity? And I had worked in state government, had been secretary of the Health and Human Services Agency that provided care for the poor and others, and I recognized that Florida's care system was not capable of accommodating this big wave, and so people had to be able to maintain their own dignity and communities had to come together. So I started Aging with Dignity with the thought, let's define the right that people have to age with dignity. Obviously, the decision for me to found Aging with Dignity was influenced by Mother Teresa of Calcutta. I met her in 1985. I had the privilege to work with her the next 12 years of her life, her last 12 years. I watched her age. I watched how she accommodated change when sickness came and when pains came and so forth. And so I felt that what she could teach the world had to be communicated in places like Florida where you had this age wave. And Mother Teresa really, I think, showed the world that you didn't have to have money, you didn't have to have power and influence to maintain a right to age with dignity, and she did. And so therefore I said, let's start an organization that advocates for people, particularly those that don't have a lot of resources, not a lot of family members, but that advocates for their right, their God-given right to age with dignity. Then I simply got a grant from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, hired the first few people, borrowed furniture, got into lease space, and off we went. And little did I know this would turn into a national organization within a couple of years. But it really started off with just the fundamental need for individuals to understand how they can maintain their God-given dignity and also protect it during times of serious illness. I had lived in an AIDS home that Mother Teresa opened in Washington, D.C. and cared for the dying. And I saw that dying wasn't just a medical moment, it was a deeply personal and a spiritual and emotional moment, not unlike childbirth, actually. And so I thought, well, we have to educate people about how they can age with dignity during times of serious illness and how families can come together and talk about these. So it's funny, you don't set out thinking you're going to start an organization or even think about a document like 5 Wishes. At the time, I was just simply thinking of how do we protect people from the terrible loneliness that's going to come, the fears they have about engaging the healthcare system, and how can we assure them that their God-given right to age with dignity is going to be protected and affirmed. And so that's how we got started.